Hello to all of my 10 subscribers. I am back with another draft video, and so I am posting my grades on all of the best drafts today, and now I'm going to be posting all the grades on, in my opinion, the worst drafts today. Number one with the worst draft, I have the Miami Dolphins with a D- in my opinion, so with their pick at number 102, they picked Georgia linebacker Channing Tindall, but it has possible high upside, but he lacks the ability, the good pursuit angles, and the ability to play sideline to sideline. It's just, he has the possibility for a high upside, but he's just not that well over-rounded athlete, so I feel that that's a downside right there. But and then their next pick with Texas Tech receiver Eric Ezekuma at number 125. I mean, they just traded for Tyreek Hill, and they have Jalen Waddle, and yeah, I know they need backups, but I thought their backups were pretty darn good, so I thought that was a waste of pick there. And then they drafted edge rusher Cameron Goode. He has good moves, he's very fast, but he lacks the ability to have good feet placement and good power, and he is not good against fast and strong offensive linemen. And then with their last pick, they drafted a quarterback out of Kansas State. I felt like that was a terrible pick because they have Jacoby Brissett and Teddy Bridgewater backing up to Tagovailoa. So there was 2 out of the 4 picks that were absolutely garbage and they had no use for. So basically, it was just a god-awful draft. So that's why I have them at the number 1 worst draft. And now coming in with my number 2 worst draft, I have the Washington Redskins. So with your first pick at number 16, they got Jahan Dotson. I like Jahan Dotson. He has great hands, nice build, a lot of good things about him, but he's just not a first-round talent, especially in the mid-first round. So I felt like that was a pretty bad pick. Their second pick, D-tackle, Fedrine Mathis, and I really like him. And they also got Alabama running back Brian Robinson, and a safety, and then a tight end in like the 5th round, and then a guard, which I thought was a good pick, Chris Paul from Tulsa, which he could compete for the starting job, and then another corner back. And I really liked all these guys. It's just none of these guys were really any of their needs except a quarterback and a tight end. The quarterback was Sam Howell from North Carolina in the 5th round also. So really, their only good round was in the 5th round because those were the only times that they actually got players that they needed. I felt like they drafted unnecessary depth players, and they got a solid competition for the starting job with Sam Howell with a later pick. But other than that, the picks did not have very much quality. And I watched game tape on those guys, and they honestly, some of them, were great picks, but other than Chris Paul and Jahan Dotson, and Sam Howell, some of those guys had good game tape with also a lot of garbage game tape. So my draft grade for them is a C-. And with the 3rd worst draft class, in my opinion, I have the Saints. Their grade that I have for them is a C-. With their first pick, they got Chris Olave. He has good hands, smooth route runner. He has a small dropping problem and lacks strength. The strength has something to do with his dropping problem because he can't fend off DBs. But in my opinion, it was a good pick, and he shouldn't have gone that high for any team, honestly. I think he should have probably dropped to like low 20s, mid 20s, but it was still a pretty good pick and a good receiver to help them rebuild. And with their 19th pick, the Saints got Trevor Penning. He has big frame. He's very strong. Plays with strong desire, maybe too strong desire because he draws way too many holding penalties. And he has a lot of unnecessary roughness penalties because he freaking plants dudes into the ground. He needs faster hand movement, though, and faster secondary blocks. By that, I mean he needs to get to the second level faster on run blocks. They added small defensive value with their second round, 5th round, and 6th round picks, but they didn't have very many good picks with the small amount of picks that they had. And my number 4 worst ranked draft class, in my opinion, I gotta go with the Indianapolis Colts here. My grade that I gave them was just a flat out C. You know, in the second round, they got Alec Pierce, which he has great hands. He's a great route runner, but, his routes don't give you, this, awesome, beast, absolute monstrous, receiver type vibes. You can kind of tell what he's running by which way he's leaning towards, and that's all I really got on him. And then Jelani Woods, which he's a great prospect with Andrew Ogletree too. They're both just really good athletes. And then one of the steals that they had was Bernard Raymond in the 3rd round, which I thought was a really good pick, but only thing Raymond needs to improve on is just his base of his blocks because it takes some power away. But he's great in the run game and pass game. I really like Nick Cross from Maryland. Really like Eric Johnson from Missouri State. I really like Curtis Brooks from Cincinnati. And I really like Rodney Thomas because I feel like they can all be really great prospects. But, I feel like they could be great prospects. That's their upside. Downside is they have lots of work to go. And they really just, I don't know, some of the tape that I watched just didn't give me, this awesome player type vibe, and that could be good prospects, but they're definitely athletes, and anybody can be a prospect, so that's why I have their draft grade at a flat-out C. And last but not least, with my number 5 worst draft grade, I have the San Francisco 49ers. My grade for them was a C+. So I really like Drake Jackson, edge rusher from USC, because they don't just need Nick Bosa, they need 2 defensive ends. Pretty sure that's common sense, but I really like Drake Jackson. He's really good. I really like all their players, honestly, but their players that they picked just really didn't fit the needs that they were trying to pursue. Why draft a quarterback in the 7th round? Sure, he could compete, but it's very unlikely. Danny Gray, he's fast, he's good, but do you really need him? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knew that Deebo Samuel was going to stay in San Francisco. I think he is, at least. And, these guys could be and can be really good prospects. But the concern is, do you really need those players? I mean, they don't really fit the needs that you're trying to go for. I think you should draft for needs and not draft for best available on the board, unless if it's in the 1st round. That's why I'm giving them a C+, because I really like all their prospects, but it didn't really fit their needs. So I'm giving them a C+. And concluding that will be the end of my draft grading analysis. Next video will be my top graded rookie fantasy players. Just because this video was 2 days late does not mean I am unreliable. I will be out on time with my rookie draft grades for fantasy prospects. Thank you.